Hi guys, it's Mrs. Sauce. I'm here to go over the lesson for August 31st and September 1st. So starting off, I want you guys to try to be self-aware and think about your stress level. Um, uh, Rate yourself 0 to 10 based on how stressed you are, and remember that all of your teachers are available to talk to if you're feeling extra stressed or you're confused. And remember that you still have friends and relatives that you can speak to about these things, as well as our counselors if you are feeling extra stressed. Um, this lesson today is going to be about the scientific method. So, on our agenda, the first thing I want to remind you is to go to your Launchpad every day, at least once a day. Today, I want to show you how to get to your email, your Google Drive, and your Skyward. Then we'll talk about the scientific method and you'll complete your BrainPOP assignments. You will need paper and a pencil just to jot down a couple notes. It'll make the BrainPOP assignments easier if you're taking notes while you're watching the video. The learning target, I can explain the steps of scientific method. The success criteria, you should leave knowing how to define what a hypothesis is and be able to write your own hypothesis. The warm-up today was a word scramble. So if you want to take some time and try to unscramble these words, you can pause the video. The first letter of the word is underlined, so this number one word would start with a D, second word starts with an H, third word starts with a P, fourth starts with a C, and fifth starts with an A. So you can pause this and try to figure it out. Um, then we would share out. Otherwise, this is our answers for the warm-up if you want to check yourself. So just getting started, before we move on to the scientific method, I want you guys to go over a couple of things in Launchpad that's important to understand. So when you go to your Launchpad, there's a couple of things that you have to be able to access. If you go to Google, you can click on your Google Drive, and anytime your teachers assign you an assignment on Google Classroom, like they make you your own Google Slide or Google Doc that you're supposed to edit, and it has your name on it, then that's always going to be here in your Google Drive. So you can go there and find anything that I had shared with you there. Really important is going to your Skyward because that's where all your grades are. Skyward would be right here. This has all of your grades, so you want to check this at least once or twice a week. And then lastly, emailing. Since we're doing digital school right now, it's important that you can reach your teachers by email. And so when you open up, and I'll show you again that it doesn't say email on there, it says Office 365 because you have access to Office materials such as Word, Excel, PowerPoint, but also you have Outlook, and Outlook is the email. So you can click on the email, and that will open up your email so you can see the emails that your teachers might have been sending you, and also you can see that you can send your own emails to your teachers. And just some reminders about etiquette when you're doing your emailing. You're going to add a subject, which will be short and sweet. So, help with Bitmoji Locker. And so I know right away what your email is about, and then within here, you type the full explanation. I was having trouble with ... and then make sure that you put your full name and your period. That way it will make it easier for me to respond to you and help you with your issues. So, like I said, 3 important things on Launchpad: Skyward, Google Drive, email. So now that we've talked about that, we'll move back into the work for today, which is scientific method. So just a reminder that scientific method is the steps that scientists take to solve a problem or answer a question. Everyone can use it every day, not just scientists. You can use it in all different parts of your life. It's just a way to solve problems. So sometimes you might ask yourself, why won't my plant grow? Why won't my Google slide let me edit it? Which sunscreen should I buy? Which deodorant works best? So these are some questions you might ask yourself. and you can use the scientific method to answer those questions. So, scientific method, you're usually going to start with a question or a problem. Then you have to do some research, which means you have to observe um, and make inferences based on those observations. After you've observed, you've done your research, then you can come up with a hypothesis, which is an educated guess. Once you make your educated guess, you want to see if you're correct, so you can start to test your hypothesis, which is called the experiment. And lastly, after you do your experiment, you've gathered your data, you have to analyze your data and see, was I correct with my hypothesis, or was it refuted, rejected? Do I need to try to do this experiment a couple more times to see if the data is the same? Or should I just reevaluate my hypothesis and make a new hypothesis? After you test your experiment a couple times, you might want to come up with a new hypothesis if it keeps getting rejected. Um, so now that I told you a little bit about scientific method, I'll show you how to complete your assignments. So you're going to need to be in your Google Classroom, go to classwork. If you missed this lesson, then you do need to go and fill out your asynchronous attendance. If you missed the lesson, you need to do your asynchronous attendance. Otherwise, to do our assignments, you're going to be using BrainPOP. So the assignments are completed on BrainPOP, but you have to turn them in here on Google Classroom. So when you view assignment, you should have a button on the top right that says turn it in. Okay, make sure you turn it in. The only thing that you need today is the BrainPOP link. So once you go to your BrainPOP link, it will give you instructions already. The first thing you need to do is rewatch the movie. You're going to fill out your graphic organizer, and then you'll take a graded quiz. So once you get to BrainPOP, it's going to look just like this. It has your 3 assignments on there, and they're all very short. So the first thing you're going to do is watch your movie. The movie's only about 4 minutes, but this is why I wanted you to have a pencil and a paper or some way to type down the steps of scientific method as you're watching this video. It would be helpful if you had jotted down a couple notes, what comes first, what comes last. That will help you later. And you can watch the video as many times as you need. Once you're done with the video, you can here show details, and that shows you next. I have the quiz, and then I also have the organizer. And so I recommend that you do the organizer first. Once you get to the organizer, it tells you a problem. The cat rejected a can of tuna food, but she ate the chicken and the beef flavored. So you need to come up with a hypothesis. So I think that the cat does not like fish, or I think that the cat only likes beef. And then what kind of experiment could you do to see if your hypothesis was correct? So you're going to go through all of these. And once you're done with that, you go here to our scientific method quiz. And like I said, you can rewatch the video first if you'd like to. And then the scientific quiz, it's going to be a graded one. So take your time with the questions and think about them real hard. Like I said, rewatch the video if you need to, take some notes. But like I said, this is graded. Once you're done with all of this, you're going to go back to your Google Classroom. You're going to view the assignment. And your assignment will have up on the top right an option to turn it in. Okay, and that's what I need you to make sure you click. After every live Zoom, you need to turn in the live Zoom just to prove that you did the work. Okay, and then of course I'll be able to check on BrainPOP as you're working on it or after you've completed it. If you have any questions about today's assignment, then you can comment or email me. Thanks so much.